G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. So in this video we are going to take on the Extreme Super Battle Road, the Super INT versus Ext Teq stage. So in this stage, obviously as always, main goal is to not use any summonable LR cards and mainly to use as many free-to-play cards as we can. We managed to have two decent free-to-play options in this team that are somewhat viable. Obviously, the biggest problem that we're going to have, as always with teams where we feature a lot of free-to-play units, is that we are going to lack a significant amount of damage. It is an unavoidable side effect of taking free-to-play units. Their stats are just lower, their passives are lower, they just struggle in general. So the units that we have Rosie, who is going to pair with the Esbr so that we can activate her full passive. Then we have the Fasha. She is going to kind of just float. With her 90% defense, her high chance of evasion, and her attack lowering on her SA, she's really going to help out. Although she won't create orbs because we don't have another low class warrior on the team, everything should work out perfectly fine. Then we have Vegeta. The Easy A Vegeta, so he's got the reduction of enemies attack and defense, of extreme type enemies attack and defense by 20%, which is very helpful. And then we're going to have the Ghost Tanks and the Gogeta all linked together. So the Gogeta is probably going to be our #1 option here. If you have him, he's going to be your go-to lead. He's 130% top lead. He's obviously got the very good passive, the 120% attack and defense, plus all the effects from the rainbow orbs, the evasion, the critical hitting with 3 or more, the additional super attacks. So yeah, he's going to be looking really solid. He's going to be hard carrying quite a bit. This Ghost Tanks will also be providing a lot of utility, creating rainbow orbs, which will help our team overall. And obviously help Gogeta max out his damage and do as much damage as possible. And then we'll have one Vegeta floating, while we'll have the friend 100% Vegeta. He's going to be in the main rotation alongside, well actually I think they're both going to be floating because Esbr and Rosie will be the other rotation. Esbr, she links pretty well with Rosie, obviously activating her full passive as well, her ability to seal, her extra stats, her bonus support for the special pose category, and of course she also reduces the attack and defense of the opposition. So she's really going to help out in just kind of curtailing the amount of damage we're going to take. As you can see, her defense stats looking pretty decent alongside Rosie. Rosie obviously does stack attack and defense now that Esbr is on the same rotation. But overall, this rotation is going to be super solid. The damage won't be tremendously massive, just mainly because also I haven't link leveled them. If they were link leveled, they would be doing a bit more damage, these two. But they're going to be super solid defensively and provide a lot of utility. The both of them, well, the Esbr seals guarantees sealing. And obviously the Rosie lowers attack and defense and also has the chance at sealing, which is really great. Then we have Fasha lowering attack and defense. Then we've got the Vegeta's passive lowering attack and defense. And then we have Gogeta kind of operating as this offensive juggernaut. We're going to switch in the one Vegeta into the main rotation alongside Gogeta. And then we're going to have Tanks kind of float, just because his stats in general are not really matching up to the Vegeta. So we're going to want to just kind of float in that Tanks. He's going to be solid, creating orbs across all the rotations, so overall pretty good. And then Vegeta's passive obviously gives him a chance to stun extreme type enemies, so that's also going to be relatively helpful as well. Yeah, so the first fight went relatively smoothly, nothing too problematic. This team will generally do better against less enemies. So teams where you have rotations that have slightly lower damage and that are reliant on one character for damage generally do better against opposition where there are less enemies, because the utility and the control, the attack lowering and all that really aids in controlling those limited number of enemies, and allows your big hitter to appear more often and dish out the damage that he needs on more focused areas. Fights with many characters, yeah, you're going to be able to seal up 2 and, you know, maybe insta-kill 1 with Gogeta, but you're still going to end up with 2 that can actively super you the next turn. So it is a slight problem, but it's nothing too problematic. This team right here, so this rotation here is very powerful, because obviously we have Ribrianne with her attack lowering, we have Vegeta with his attack lowering, and between the two of them, they're really going to help out this team. In terms, obviously, of cards that you could use for this, I mean, there's plenty of Super INT cards that are great. You've got the Super INT Vegeta, you've got the Super INT Fused Sword Trunks, you've got Vardos, you have the Trio, the Dragon Ball Z Trio as well, you've got INT Future Gohan, you've got plenty, you've got the INT Support 50% type Gohan as well. He's really good, generates a lot of INT Orbs. You've got INT Go Tanks, so you've got a lot of options that you can run here, and plenty more that I haven't listed. So you've got plenty solid options to run here in this kind of lineup on these kind of teams. I just obviously ran these because I felt like they created the best synergy, especially the we need the Ribrianne to run the Rosie. I don't think she's viable without the Ribrianne. And Fasha helps buff out the Ribrianne and doesn't appear often enough that I consider her a danger unit. So yeah, we definitely want to keep that in mind. Gogeta as well will take a lot less damage after he supers. Unfortunately there he just so happened to get he got struck quite a few times before taking that damage. So he after super is obviously going to stack his defense, which is really going to help. We do get the stun, of course, which helps again, and then Fasha is going to follow up and really reduce the attack and defense. Although she's not got the greatest stat line or anything, she does have baseline defense. She has decent evasion abilities, 50%, and also her attack lowering is really going to help her be a floating unit. So yeah, but back to the units. I mean, you could use plenty. You've also got MUI Goku. UI Goku. He will be better after he gets his easy on JP side. So you do still have quite a few options that you can run that will fit in with this whole team here. The only unit I wouldn't take is probably like LR Team Gohan, just because he doesn't have the defense to withstand these units. He'd be great. I mean, if you're fighting the 1 or 2 units and you're keeping them sealed and attack lowered, he'd be great, because he will dish out tremendous amount of damage. But the problem is, yes, he'll dish out a tremendous amount of damage, but he's going to take a lot of damage if he gets hit. And if there's any multi-fights, that's where he's really going to struggle. Just because of that ability to get hit, he doesn't have it. So once he gets hit, it's going to be pretty much game over for him. So we want to avoid units like that. Obviously, all these units have built-in evasion. So that kind of, although yeah, the evasion, the problem is it's only 5%, so it's not a reliable evade, so we can't really do much about it. But at the same time, it's reliable enough in a sense that, like, it's a fortunate timing to come through, if that makes sense. Like, you might get an evasion from them, but in terms of the team, most of them are really solid options. There's a lot of great utility on here. I mean, just looking at this team here, both Vegetas have a chance to stun, Ghost Tanks can stun, Rosie and Ribrianne can both seal. The Gogeta, the Rosie, all attack lower on super. The Ribrianne and the Vegeta, they all attack lower from passive. Then you get cards like Vardos. Vardos is great. She can attack lower and defense lower and seal all on super. She's got evasion, so yeah. We really are spoiled for choice. We are really spoiled for choice when it comes to units to select for this ESBR. This will probably be the most challenging stage of the ESBR for us. The main reason being is that there are quite a few units here, ones that we can definitely take quite a few attacks from, which is going to be one of the problems, and then the other problem is going to be just that we don't have the damage to adequately eliminate these units as quickly as we'd like. We're also a little bit too far away from the Dokkan attack, so we're probably going to get it near the end of the battle rather than the beginning, where it would be really preferable for it to kind of fall in, you know, the beginning of the battle, so we could do quite a amount of damage to them. But we will seal up 2 of them, which will really help us, and then hopefully Fasha will come in and get some really good dodges in. She's really dodged a super attack, which is really great, really shows her worth, and she's dodging quite a few attacks, so as a floater there, she's really done a good job for me, and I think that so far is definitely more than adequate, or more than enough to take her on the stage. So we'll use Gogeta to hopefully eliminate someone, and then Vegeta hopefully can get the stun off on someone as well, just so we can mitigate some of that damage. We should be fine, but yeah. The thing with Ghost Tanks as well is obviously he restores health when he gets his Rainbow Orbs as well, so that's really going to help us quite substantially. And unfortunately Gogeta did not additional, which, you know, is the only unfortunate thing when you run Gogeta. Most of them you just kind of want them to additional, so when they don't, it is a little bit upsetting, but Vegeta gets his additional, which is really going to help us, and we're going to be able to take out that 2IC for Turles there, so that's really going to be solid. Ghost Tanks hopefully can get the stun off here, and we're going to not get the stun off. That would have really helped with just maintaining a large amount of control, but we don't have, we've got the Vegeta and the Ribrianne combination happening here, so we are fortunate enough in that we do have a lot of reduction sitting, which should really help us out, and we're going to struggle to get the super attack here. This is the only problem really with running this Vegeta, is that we're going to struggle to get that super attack there. If we had maybe gone for the green orbs, we might have got the purple ones to fall, and then maybe could have got him the super attack, but it's not the end of the world. He can still stun on his passive, so we do still have some decent options there. And then we do, obviously Rosie and Ribrianne are doing a really solid job so far, especially in terms of just getting those seals off, especially Rosie, because hers is not guaranteed, so every time she gets her seal off, it's really going to help. And Vegeta manages to trigger an additional from his hit pro system, which is really going to help get the stun, kill him, so we're not going to get the utility of the stun, but that's okay. We'll take the finishing blow any day. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's the issue we're gonna have is obviously Gogeta is not going to have a super attack, which is a bit of a problem. Fortunately, we did get a Rainbow Orb, so we have triggered his evasion, but we're not going to get that super attack, which is going to be a slight problem here. But it's playing into our hands because obviously we're trying our best not to trigger the Dokkan attack, which is a risky play. You guys have seen me do this a couple of times where you purposefully don't trigger the Dokkan attack. Unfortunately, we're going to trigger it with Fasha at the back anyway, so it was kind of a pointless endeavor. We should have just got it with Gogeta, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you have to try these things when you're trying to optimize your run, so it's not too much of an issue. It just obviously means we're not going to finish them all off, nor get as big a heal. So it is a problem, but we should be more than comfortable with finishing up this stage and kind of still managing to make our way through this event. So yeah, and we get the attack lowering as well, so that's gonna at least be helpful. And then Rubrian and Rosie should be more than fine to take this turn. Rosie should have quite stacked defense by now, which is pretty good. And we've got plenty of items left, so we're just gonna pop one to be precautious, and then we will continue on our way. So we're going to have Rubrian and Rosie. Hopefully we can take out the last couple members of the Turles squad here. We wanted to really try and keep that Dokkan attack for the next turn, well, the next stage, battle round, you know, voice crack. But yeah, but I mean, it's all more than fun. Rosie's stacked up a little bit of attack and damage now. She stacked up a little bit of defense, so she's starting to look really impressive. She will continue to be more impressive as any fight continues to go longer, as long as she's being run with Kakunsa or Brienne. So, yeah, Rosie's more than proven her worth. Fasha's done great as a floater. Overall, this team's worked really well. We've been quite safe. Obviously, we could do with a bit more damage, but we really haven't struggled too much. It's been pretty solid so far. No surprises, every unit doing what they need to do. So we've been really well off, which is, you know, more than acceptable, really. If you are running this stage for your friend lead and you don't have Gogeta, obviously take Gogeta as your friend lead. Even if you have Vegeta, the double Vegeta strat's not really necessary. 2 Gogetas is still probably better than the Vegeta strat, just because Gogeta himself is so dominant, and the amount of damage he does will be very helpful. So yeah, I would still take Gogeta, plus you'll have more stats to work with, him having that extra key and that extra 10% on top of his leader skill. But so this fight here will play a bit more into our team's hands. Basically, you know, the 2 targets, we're going to try and eliminate Babidi as quickly as possible, and then just seal up and control Boo, and eventually just get him down. Obviously, overall we do have 2 seals, so hopefully we can seal both of them, and then just control up from there. So we'll put the guaranteed seal on Boo always, basically just to prevent him from attacking at any point in time. And then hopefully Rosie can get the seal, and of course do some damage to the Babidi. But yeah, I mean, straight away you can see just how impressive it is. We'll get the attack lowering on Boo, and then Fasha will be fine. So Fasha's done really well in this floating slot here. Overall, I think it's been a really solid choice. And then we've got Gogeta. Gogeta's going to... we should be fine with them both sealed. Gogeta's going to get 2 rainbow orbs here, which isn't going to be enough to get the crit, but will be enough to trigger up all the other parts of his passive. And then we're going to have some healing from the ghost tanks. So we are just targeting the Babidi completely. We really want to try and just eliminate him as quickly as possible. But Gogeta will leave to focus on the Boo to get some more attack lowering in on him, and then just try and control things up from there. Vegeta is going to hopefully attack again. No, okay, not a problem. But he did get the stun, so that's more than fine. So we'll have enough decent control up there. So even though Boo's not currently sealed, Babidi is at least stunned. So once we seal Boo in the beginning of next turn, with Rubrian, we should be able to eliminate up the Babidi with the Rosie and the Vegeta. We are activating an item just in case. We didn't have to, I'll be honest, but like I say with these things, rather play it safe than sorry. But no, we really, I mean, even this won't do that much damage. Obviously we did have the item active, but even without the item it would have done maybe 60-70k max, because we obviously have the double attack reduction, plus Boo's been hit by a couple attack reducing super attacks as well. So really we didn't have to do that, but it's more than fine. It's not the end of the world to be overtly precautious and to try and at least make sure that we win the fight. But overall we've had complete control of this Esbr this entire time, so more than happy with the performance, more than happy with how things have gone. So yeah, can't say anything too bad. I do just wish Vegeta had additional there, because we just left Babidi around for no reason. We've missed quite a few additional chances on him, so that's just a tad annoying more than anything else. We'll have Gogeta. He's got the full range now. He's got his full range of his passive, and then hopefully we'll leave Fasha to attack the Babidi, mainly just because we want to try and get rid of him. But she doesn't do that much damage, so she may even struggle to do that if Vegeta doesn't get an additional. Gogeta's got the crit from his passive and didn't proc a additional attack, which obviously sucks. So that is a bit more of a nuisance there again. So we're not, I mean, and this is that Gogeta has, you know, over 50% chance to do an additional, which means he has like close to a 30% chance to do a additional super attack. So he's really not firing super attacks, he's just not choosing to, which means Babidi's hung around way more than he should have. But yeah, it's fine. These things do happen. We don't have an item active here, by the way, just to clarify. So, but we'll be more than fine, I think. Obviously we get the seal, so we're now not too worried about any super attacks except for maybe Babidi, but he's only going to really be able to super attack probably later in the turn, and then the Rosie's going to finish him off. So we're really good there. And then she even gets the additional, just for good luck, on the Boo and some added damage. And she's been getting quite a few crits, which has been super helpful as well. Ghost Tanks will also attack, hopefully stunning Boo. Yep, so now we have complete control and we'll be able to finish him up next turn. Overall, very impressed with this team's performance. Very impressed with both Fasha and Rosie. I think they did great. I would only take Rosie if you have the Ribrianne, and Ghost Tanks obviously is just a spectacular card, a spectacular free-to-play option. So yeah, super impressed with this team and how they've performed here. So thanks for watching, guys, and I wish you guys good luck. Let me know if you had any luck with the Extreme Esbr, and yeah, I'll check you in the next video. But until then, cheers and bye.